Your feet feel like they're on fire, but when you touch them, they're cold. So what is it? Because if you've ever laid in bed at night exhausted, the moment your head hits the pillow, your feet start burning. You know exactly how frustrating that is. Kicking your feet out from underneath the sheets, getting up, pacing the house at 2 a.m., just hoping it settles down. And here's the part that really gets people. You can be completely fine during the day, and then the second you try to relax, it hits. I'm Dr. Irvin, and along with my husband, Dr. Smith, we're the neuropathy doctors. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people who were stuck in this exact cycle. Burning feet, restless nights, and no real answers. In this video, we're gonna break it down. Why do your feet feel like they're on fire, even when they're cold? Why does it get worse at night? And what actually has to change to calm this down? Because this can improve, but only when you understand what's actually happening. And if you want to know exactly how to start improving those 3 areas today, we put together a free training called the 90-Day Reset Method. It walks you through the exact system step by step. You can register using the link in the description. Burning isn't just one problem. It's the result of multiple systems breaking down at the same time. For it to calm down, you have to improve blood flow to the nerves so that they are supported. How those nerves communicate so signals are accurate, and the internal environment those nerves are operating in. Think of it like this. If your nerves were a phone line, right now the signal is breaking up, and your brain is trying to interpret a bad connection. That's what creates the burning sensation. And if you stay with us, you'll see why burning is often one of the first symptoms to calm down when you start fixing the right things. Here's where most people get this wrong. They assume my feet are hot, something must be overheating. But burning is not a temperature problem, it's a signal interpretation problem. In other words, it's a brain-based problem. Your nerves are constantly sending information to your brain. Pressure, temperature, position. When those signals are clear, the brain interprets them correctly. When those signals are distorted, your brain has to guess. And when the brain guesses, it tends to overreact. So instead of neutral sensation, you get burning, stinging, pins and needles. And here's what most people never get told. The worse the signal quality, the louder the sensation becomes.
I was having a tremendous amount of burning in my feet, especially at night. I couldn't have the sheets on top of my feet at night. It would drive me absolutely crazy. I would wake up in the middle of the night with my feet just burning like the dickens. So I would have to sleep with my feet uncovered at night.
Now let's talk about the part that drives people crazy. Why it's worse at night. 2 big reasons, and both are working against you at the same time. Reason number 1, position changes circulation and nerve demand. When you lie down, it's not just that you're resting, your entire system shifts. During the day, you're moving, your muscles are contracting, blood is being actively pushed through your system. There's a constant mechanical assist helping circulation. At night, all of that turns off. You're still. Muscle contractions drop, and that pumping effect disappears. Circulation isn't just about getting blood to an area, it's about consistent delivery and exchange. Your nerves rely on oxygen, nutrients, waste removal. All of that happening efficiently and continuously. When that process slows down even slightly, your nerves don't just get less support, they become unstable. And unstable nerves don't send weaker signals, they send messier signals. That's the difference. It's like a flickering light. The issue isn't that the light is dim, it's that the electricity is not stable. So when you lie down, circulatory support dips, nerve stability drops, that signal quality gets worse, and that worsening signal quality is what your brain interprets as burning. And here's something even more subtle. When you're lying still, there's less variation in input to your nerves. During the day, your feet are constantly adjusting. Pressure shifts, movement changes, contact points vary, and that variability actually helps to normalize signaling. At night, Everything is constant, and constant input plus poor signal quality equals amplification of the problem. That's why lying down doesn't just reveal the issue, it magnifies it. Now, reason number 2, your brain removes competition. So let's go deeper into what your brain is doing. During the day, your brain is overloaded with input, movement, visual stimulation, conversation, tasks. It's constantly deciding what matters and what doesn't. This is called sensory filtering. Your brain is actively turning down signals that aren't important, including the ones from your feet. But at night, that entire system shifts. You remove movement, distraction, external input, and your brain doesn't just relax, it reallocates attention. Whatever signal is left gets priority. So now, instead of your brain saying, feet, not important right now, it says, feet, that's the main event. And here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't just notice sensations, it can amplify them, especially when there's no competition. The signal's unclear and the brain is trying to figure it out. It's like being in a quiet room with a faint noise. During the day, never notice it. At night, it is all you can hear. So even if the burning signal hasn't changed much, your perception of it has. And that perception is what determines your experience. That's why your brain suddenly becomes very interested in your feet at night. All day, it's like, feet, we're good. At night, okay, quick update, your feet might be on fire. Let's monitor this very closely. And here's another piece. When your brain is tired, it becomes less efficient at filtering. So late at night, filtering decreases. Sensitivity increases. Your tolerance drops, which means the same exact signal feels worse. That's why people say, it wasn't that bad earlier, but now it's unbearable. Not because everything changed, but because how your brain is processing it changed. And over time, people develop a nighttime routine nobody asked for. Feet out of the covers, feet back under the covers, sit up, walk around, lay down.
I was having intense numbness, burning, tingling, and that proceeded to get extreme cold while burning. It was to the point that it messed with your sleep, that you were extremely exhausted. I had gotten to the point with my sleep that when I did sleep my 3 to 5 hours, it was crossways in the bed so that my feet could hang over because they couldn't stand the touch of bed sheets, covers, anything like that.
At some point, it turns into a full process. You've got positions that almost work, angles you're testing, blanket configurations you're experimenting with. You're basically running clinical trials on your feet at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the frustrating part, sometimes something works, just enough to give you hope, and then it stops working the next night. That's exhausting. This is where people start trying everything. B vitamins, creams, supplements, random advice online. Most of these things are single solution approaches. They assume there's one cause. But burning neuropathy is not a one-cause problem. It is a system failure, not a singular failure. So when you try one thing at a time, you might get slight improvement, but not enough to change your life, and certainly not enough to make sure this pattern doesn't keep repeating itself. That's why so many people say, I feel like I've tried everything, but nothing really moved the needle. This is where things start to shift. Because when you begin improving circulation, neurosignaling, internal environment, you're not just reducing symptoms. You're actually improving how your nerves function. And when the signal improves, the sensation changes. That fire feeling starts to soften. It starts to fade. It becomes less frequent. And this is where everything comes together.
The first 90 days after starting the treatments that I was doing at home, I don't have the burning sensation. So I'm sleeping a whole lot better. just getting that sensation of being able to sleep at night, getting the burning to stop, I'm seeing a great improvement.
I'm able to actually stick my feet under the covers now. So I'm getting about 7, 8 hours now, which has been something I haven't had in years.
That's the shift we're after. Not temporary relief, but actual improvement. What changed wasn't luck, it was a specific strategy. So if you're dealing with this right now, the frustration, the sleep disruption, the constant adjustments, it makes sense why it feels overwhelming. But once you understand what's actually happening, you stop guessing. You stop chasing those random solutions and you start moving in a direction that actually works. If you're ready to stop guessing and follow a structured plan, we walk you through exactly how to do that in our free training called the 90-Day Reset Method. You can register using the link in the description. And for those of you who are ready to take this seriously and want a clear plan, there's also an option to work directly with us, like Jan and Denise. Burning isn't your feet overheating. It's your nervous system asking for better support. And once you understand that, you can finally start making real progress. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.